Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the Stress Less Show, the show where we directly address stress triggers and give you tips and tools on how to address them so that you can have a stress-less life. So again, we are back for week 2 of the month on money. I'm so excited to have our special guest, Mala, back. And this week, we are actually talking about debt. Dun, dun, dun. Welcome back, Mala.
Thank you, Carly. I'm excited to be back.
Awesome. So for those of us who didn't see the last video, I definitely encourage you to go back and watch the last episode on money mindset. But for those of us who are still watching and haven't seen you, Mala, can you tell us a little bit more about you?
Yes, I am a CPA for about 25 years. And a few years ago, about 5 years ago, I became trained as a life coach. So what I do, I combine my life coach training experience with my years as a CPA, and I offer services to women. I own a company called Wise Women Smart Money. I offer financial coaching to women to help them to get to clarity, peace, and freedom with their finances.
I love that.
Yes.
So let's just dive right in. We're talking about debt today. So what are your thoughts on debt? What should we do about it? So many questions.
Oh my gosh, yes. Debt, it's a very important topic. And most people don't talk about it. Most people don't talk about debt because there is so much shame surrounding debt. And the first thing you have to get to understand about debt, it's what are your feelings about it if you have it. Start writing down, what do you feel about debt? What are the feelings? Is it shame, anxiety, stress, pressure? What do you feel about debt? Once you get an understanding of your feelings around debt, try to get into a neutral space. I'm not going to say get to happy, or I'm so excited I have $100,000 in debt. Just try to get to a neutral space that I have debt and it's okay. And once you get there, the next step to do, because most people avoid debt, list your debt, each one, and get to an understanding of how much interest you're paying for each debt and what are the payment terms. When are you going to be able to pay it off? Once you've done that, the next thing I would say is to come up with creative ways of how you're going to be able to pay your debt off by earning more money. So I would say, yeah, that's how you address it.
Okay.
Yes.
So write down your credit cards, how much you have, the interest rate, your student loans, your mortgage.
All of it.
All of it. Okay. And so is this a Marie Kondo technique where we throw all of the clothes on the bed? And we realize how bad it is?
Yes, we need to see it to understand it. We need to understand how we feel about it, and we have to understand taking a look to see what the balances are, because most people that I've worked with are not looking at their balances. They're too ashamed or anxious about it.
And so when it comes down to a repayment plan, are there certain types of debts that you recommend that we pay off first? Or do you have any recommendations there?
There are 2 ways you could do it. You could either pay off the smaller balances first, because that builds momentum. So say you have 3 debts. One, it's $500, then $1,000, and $1,500. You start by paying off the debt that's the smallest one, the $500 balance. Then you go after $1,000 and then $1,500, because what happens that when you start paying it off and you see zero balance, then that's going to build momentum for you, and you will, keep going. The other way is to pay off the debt that has the highest interest rate first. For example, if, you may have anywhere from 5 to 15% interest rate. So you go with the one that has the highest interest rate. But I actually recommend paying off your smaller balances, because that psychologically help you to build up your confidence so you could do this, and momentum.
Yeah, it's funny, when I was paying down some of the debt that I had, specifically my credit cards, that's exactly the tactic that I did. And when I paid off my first credit card, I was so excited. I was like, I'm a queen, And so I definitely personally recommend that tip, because it did make me feel confident, and I felt really great about myself. And so in terms of, so we talked about how to pay it down, like in what order. What do you recommend for clients who feel like they don't have very many options in terms of gaining extra money or extra revenue to pay down their debts quicker?
You have to come up with creative ways of earning extra money, whether it's a side hustle, getting a second job, selling items in your home that you no longer need. There are ways you can, once you start brainstorming, there are ways in which you can come up with cash, to extra cash to pay off your debt. It's not a wall that can be, what's the word? It's not, what's the
like
word?
a challenge that can't be overcome.
Right. Yes. There are ways that you can get around it.
So, I mean, I'm thinking of a specific exercise that I was once taken through, and I'm sure you probably do something like this with your clients to determine creative ways. Was I listed all of my assets, fixed assets, like my couch that I'm sitting on, and like my computer that I'm recording this on. And I listed out everything that I owned that could be, like, I had 40 t-shirts that are worth $3 at a yard sale, or whatever it is. And I took an inventory of all of my fixed assets, and I found out that I had a lot of money that I could potentially, if I needed to, if I really wanted to be financially free, I could. I mean, that was a creative way for me to pay off debt.
But yes, and I'm sure you'll find you don't use all the stuff that you have that you own.
Calling out the people who don't wear the workout clothes. Those exist, Lululemon. They can go for some money. No, but I think that is key. Some people do the side hustle thing. Some people do the yard sale thing, but
you should have at least 3 ways.
Yeah, at least 3 ways. Great. I love that. So we've been talking about money. It seems to be something that really overwhelms people. It sounds like something, especially with debt. How do you support your clients around, like, someone who maybe has a lot of debt?
I work with clients one-on-one, and what we do, we take a look. The first thing I look at the mindset. What's the mindset you have around the debt that you owe, together with the practical steps of listing all the debt out. And we create a budget, and whatever extra cash that you have, we apply towards your debt. And then we pay off, the smallest balance and go to the second smallest, and so on and so forth until it gets to 0. And so there's the accountability piece of it, as well as the mindset piece of it.
Yeah. And so if I was interested in working with you, I know we talked about you offering something. So how do I get, what is the offer and how do I get it?
I'm offering a complimentary conversation with me on the phone for about 30 minutes for anyone who is stuck with their debt and needs help, or need a fresh pair of eyes looking at their information. I will be getting on the phone and help you around that. And the way to reach me would be Mala at wisewomensmartmoney.com.
Perfect. And guys, she doesn't do a ton of these. These are limited. They are first come, first serve. And for those of you who are feeling overwhelmed, please do make sure you check out my free gift. If you go to workyoulovenow.com/free gifts, that's gifts with an S, you can download a completely free guided moving meditation that you can do discreetly at your desk at work to manage stress, to relieve stress. I know most of us need it, so definitely check that out. And again, thank you so much, Mala, for joining us. And
my pleasure.
And thank you, everyone who's watching. We really appreciate it. We couldn't do it without you. All right. Hey there, Carly here again, thanking you so much for tuning in to the Stress Less Show, and reminding you that if you haven't checked out our Patreon page, please check it out. We'd love your support and for you to get access to exclusive content. Take care.